Their mom's doing a reaction to this video, I might as well too.
An unprecedented era in gaming right now. For the first time in the history.
Unprecedentedly shitty era in gaming right now, right? And like to me, it's wild. I've made a few videos along the lines of gamers losing ground where I've touched briefly upon this shit. But I mean, there's a lot of topics that go under that umbrella. And mainly the thing that pops up in my mind is back in the day when this online service schlop started appearing, um, and the focus on multiplayer started increasing. Talking about back in the 360 era, near the end of it, I want to say, beginning of the PlayStation 4 era. There was a lot of games. This was standard practice for the Angry Joe show. I don't know what happened. See, I'm laughing my ass off about the conversation going on with Verdansk and all that kind of shit. People, ooh, Call of Duty is back. Verdansk save Call of Duty. Verdansk is a map. It's one map in a mode. It's one map in one mode. Like, this is how much ground gamers have lost since back in the day when it was an automatic loss of the badass seal of approval if your game was online only. Fucking multiplayer mode is not a game. It's not the game. That's like a quarter of the product there. You're charging full price for a mode, a singular aspect of the game. Fucking. It's like if I were to make a version of Forza, but the only thing that was in it was PvP fucking racing. Like, it was just, there was nothing else in it. It was just the two-player mode that is in Forza games usually. And maybe I made the two-player mode a little more extensive, and then I charged full price for it like it was the full fucking game. Like, that's basically the level that it's at. And so that I've only watched a few minutes of this, but it's not that long, but I've only watched like a few sentences of this. But when he goes, the golden age of gaming back on the 360, and I'm like, yeah, back in the day, you would like, this is how much ground we've lost. That fucking back in the day, it was an automatic. You're like, it's like a 5 out of 10 automatically at the least or the most, and no badass seal of approval. You've lost a bunch of points. You put in hardly any effort. You've got a multiplayer mode with no fleshed out single player campaign. Just the mode here. So then you got like the fucking guy who quit with the gold crown character in one of the videos I posted recently, and the dude had been playing it for 12 fucking hours, and like, I can imagine, I can see myself, because I've done it before, engrossed in the immersive story of Mass Effect or Red Dead Redemption or something like that for that long. But to play essentially the same gunfight basically over and over again with no context or story in a fucking map over and over again, and then to look at that singular aspect, a single map within a mode of the game and be like, Call of Duty is back. Like, no, bro, come on. That's how much ground we've lost. That we're debating now whether an aspect of a mode, a piece of the game, there's a little piece left. There's a little diamond left in the turd. The Call of Duty.
Cred score has dropped below 0.25. If that number doesn't terrify you, I don't know what will. In today's society, we are surrounded on all sides by pretend gamers, people who pretend to be real gamers, but in reality have never played Super Mario Galaxy. You see, back in the Xbox Live golden era of gaming, everybody's gamer score was visible to the public. You could just click on somebody's profile.
That's a random game to throw out there, don't you think, kinda? Super Mario Galaxy, don't you think you need to at least throw in a handful of games? video's only 6 minutes long. Hell, my reaction to your video is going to be longer than your video. You could have thrown in a handful of games. You could have been like, Super Mario Galaxy, and then fucking, I don't know, SOCOM US Navy SEALs, Call of Duty World at War, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, fucking like, I don't know, man. I've never played Mario motherfucking Galaxy. I don't even really fuck with Mario like that. But you see the point that he's getting at here so far. And as soon as I saw this shit made me laugh my ass off, because like I had the original arcade 360. My grandfather bought it for me when it first came out, and I had that motherfucker from its release date up until 2020. 2020, late 2020, it was still sputting along hilariously. The only game it would read out of my whole fucking collection, I don't know if it was because the discs were absolutely perfect and Metal Gear Solid 5 was programmed really well. It's a real stable game that even on like it never glitches or I don't think I've ever had it crash. Not one time the entire time I've played it, Metal Gear Solid 5. But it was the only game my motherfucking 360 original arcade would read. And it was the last game that it played. And then I had a house fire, so I don't know. I had to move, I had to get new consoles. But what I did on my like second 360, or like I wrote down the gamer score number with a marker on the side of the fucking console. And it was some big, ridiculous fucking number. We're talking about a fucking 360 that had been played, you know, constantly since fucking it came out, still running, and it's playing these games, at the end of its life cycle, like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, MGS5, like I just mentioned, GTA, Wolfenstein, Deus Ex Human Revolution. These were like the last games that my 360 played, which is kind of funny because they're like the most demanding games, and my old 360 is just like chugging through them, and it finally got to fucking Metal Gear Solid and was like, I'm tired, boss. No more after this one. But I had this ridiculous long number stretch across the fucking console. I wish I had like a picture of it or something that I could remember what it was so that I could look at my current gamer score and then like add it, together. But yeah. I mean, I didn't play online anyway, so you couldn't really, I don't think you could click my shit and see it anyway. There was nothing there.
Okay, we beat Mile High Club on veteran. This is an actual gamer, but today they keep it all hidden because of course they do.
My favorite video game is FIFA. My favorite video game would have to be NBA 2K. Been playing that for many years.
Wrong.
My favorite video game is Madden.
No, it isn't.
Call of Duty.
Deleted.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Actual gamer in the building. Yesterday I was watching this Twitch streamer. I'm not going to say who it is, but you know who I'm talking about. He's going on this huge rant about video games. You could just tell from the look in his eye that he's never played Warcraft 3 in his entire life. Dude was just radiant.
No, I've never played fucking Warcraft 3. Like that's the one thing. Like I don't know how to put it. It's like kind of subjective. Like you can sit there and say you're not a real gamer. You've never played Warcraft 3 in your entire life, and I can sit there and say you're not a real gamer. You've never sat there and sweated through wave after wave of the Japanese Imperial Army and Medal of Honor Rising Suns until 6 o'clock in the morning and a 30 rack of beers. You know what I mean? Like, it's more about what we just saw in the previous scenes of these fucking, like, marketing people that come on and pretend to, and, classic. I mean, gosh, there were some fucking ads on Facebook I seen for video game stuff, like, looking for game testers and looking for, those kind of ads. And in the ad, they were still using a motherfucking PlayStation 2 controller. And I was like, I thought to myself, sweet. I don't even know, man. Like, yeah, you definitely need to hire some more fucking employees. Who the hell do you have working there that said, yeah, let's make a video game tester ad with a fucking PS2 controller on display? Anyway.
Never played a Spyro game energy the whole night.
Oh, I played Spyro. Do I count now? No, I do not count sitting in that chair.
From the look in his eye that he's never played Warcraft 3 his entire life. Dude was just radiating this
We got the PC gamer
energy the whole night. You could tell from the chair.
Get the PC gamer energy going on here. Let's see how many PC gamer stereotypes we got going on. We've got the stupid office rolly chair up against a fucking desk with a footrest that logic can't fucking explain. We've got our... We've actually got, unless it's somewhere else in the picture here, I'm assuming that's the router, or maybe that with the headphones on it. For the first time, I don't think I've ever seen a PC monitor that was actually bigger than the tower it was standing next to, assuming that little skinny thing is the PC tower. But we've got our neon glowing bullshit that will glare up in the screen and distract you, our stupid fucking office desk. We've got the lights on. Neon, more neon going in the background. Got all our PC gamer bullshit stereotypes here. Top 10 PC gamer stereotypes. Unfortunately, there's no G Fuel or shaker cup. Get a cup of coffee. See, you know what I mean? Like, so we can do this all day. Be like, yeah, you sit at a fucking desk in a glorified office chair with a tiny PC monitor that's smaller than your computer tower, glowing with neon bullshit lights and making all sorts of fucking noise that you paid 3 consoles worth of money for, and you think you're better than us. Meanwhile, you know, a perfect scenario for me, comfy couch, right? You would never watch, I said this in my top 10 PC gamer stereotypes video, you would never watch a movie the way a PC gamer plays a PC game. Just not good for the immersion.
Sitting in that the man has never touched a single Hitman game. Then he starts talking about the golden age of gaming. You know,
Hitman back on the PS2.
Valorant.
Haven't played Hitman since the PS2. I want to get the new ones, but I got a backlog, you know.
Process is learning just how many games are better than Valorant. Max Payne 2, Max Payne 3.
Why is Max Payne 1 so hard to find? So hard to find that motherfucker.
Red Dead Redemption.
Never seen a copy.
But that's like the easiest game ever made. We have to expand our knowledge of gaming history, or the pretenders will erase our illustrious legacy. Did you know that before the PS5, Sony made games for a different console called the PlayStation 4?
I got to play Max Payne 3. A dude I knew, a friend of mine, was doing game testing at the time, and he had one of those fucking, like, discs, blank disc with Sharpie written on it, and one of those, like a dev console kind of thing. It was like a year before the shit came out.
I'm like EA Sports. I'm in the game.
I don't have a game, cuz.
Snoop, you got more games than Master Chief. You were in True Crime, Def Jam, Way of the Dog, Call of Duty, Fortnite. One of the stages in Tekken is just straight up called Snoop Dogg, and she was sitting there on a big throne.
I don't have a game, cuz.
Here is Naked
The fact that she wasn't in 50 Cent and Blood in the Sand was a fucking shame.
You have 1 second. Sorry, you took too long. 500 cred has been deducted from your account. You have to understand that we are living in a world with gamers that don't even know about Oddworld Munch's Odyssey.
I'm a big gamer.
Yeah, can tell me what dimension King Mickey has been sealed in for the past 27 years exactly.
You know, Donkey Kong specifically, like, that character, I don't think he speaks.
Okay.
When I was a kid, the coolest game was Cool Borders 2 because you could play as a little alien.
I have that motherfucking Donkey Kong music burn into my brain so hard. Lewis, my friend Lewis, and we drink beers and play Donkey Kong. The fucking... And I'm just not good at the boss fights. The fucking big mosquito thing would always kill me. Fucking... I'm just not good at it.
Kids have godlike access.
Admit you're not good at the game you're playing, Elon Musk.
Into playing the lamest trash imaginable.
Apparently, you guys really like cats.
Oh, God.
And I head up the Valorant studio.
When you are interviewing for a job, they don't care how many Valorant skins you have. What they're gonna do is ask you, What's the better bowling game, Flintstones or Animaniacs? The correct answer, Tekken Tag Tournament. Let's say you really grind it out and hit the top rank on Valorant. That's gonna net you about 42.7 gamer cred. However, just by completing the first mission of Marble Blast Ultra, you would have got...
I don't know, man. Like to me, I stopped like the last Call of Duty I played was Call of Duty World War II on the PlayStation 4, and I had to sit there for like 4 hours just murdering the shit out of my hotspot, fucking downloading hundreds of gigabytes of garbage to get that bastard working. And I'm like, what the fuck is on the actual disc? You know, I swear I'm downloading almost as much shit, if not more. That's like the amount of shit a 360 would fucking install when installing a disc. Like, that's too much shit. And then you don't have the single player campaign and Warzone, I think it is, or whatever. I don't know. I was just done after that. Oh yeah, I bought the one after that, and it didn't want to work, and it wanted even more. Wanted more than like 110 gigabytes worth of shit. So, and I just kind of gave up after that. I did play Call of Duty World War II, World at War again, so that was fun. I don't know, like, and it brings up the question to me, like, so what's going to happen years from now when these games are not going to be playable years from now? When you can't plug your console in and download all this bullshit that this piece of trash needs to fucking work properly, then fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, if you go down to That's Entertainment with one of these fucking games, are they sitting there, that's my local retro game store, are they sitting there planning and thinking, like, all right, at some point, we gotta stop taking these copies of this shit, because at some point, this shit's not gonna work, so then we're just gonna have paid for a bunch of garbage sitting on our shelves. Like, you know what I mean?
403 points.
Jeffrey Darabensky is a McGill University professor who studies video games.
Valorant has always been trash.
Oh, what was my point? Valorant was always trash. Yeah, that was kind of my point, is like, I don't know, I would never touch Fortnite or Valorant or fucking, what's the other one? Whatever, who cares? It's not PUBG.
It was multiplayer shooters. I went from SOCOM to Wolfenstein,
Yeah, SOCOM.
Counter-Strike to Rainbow Six, Halo, Gears, Battlefield. But looking back as an adult, I realized that I was actually generating more cred when I was 10 than when I was 16. When I was 10, I was playing stuff like Tron Bond, Crash Bandicoot, Rogue Squadron, Shenmue, Power Stone, Gran Turismo, Diddy Kong Racing. I was unwittingly branching out.
What was I playing? When I was 10, I was playing, like, The Suffering Ties That Bind, and the first game, just The Suffering, and fucking Liberty City. Like, my first handful of games was fucking some random PS2 flight simulator with jets, modern contemporary war, can't remember what the fuck it was. There's so many of them. I want to say, God, I literally can't fucking remember. But, yeah. Liberty City, never got Vice City on the PS2, had it on the PSP. And it's pretty different. I got it on the PS2 now. It's pretty different on the PS2. San Andreas, the two Suffering games, all of the Call of Duties, that comes in after the first handful. Like, if it was a World War II themed game on the PlayStation 2 back in the day, I played that shit. easier to just say that than to be like blah 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 blah. Yeah, Grandpa was a demon. The first handful of games, the suffering, and I think that was the first one too. The suffering ties that bind. Like we just got the PS2, got home. Oh, Medal of Honor European Assault. I gotta play that again. One of my all-time favorites.
Of video games, and sometimes I would get lucky and play something made with genuine artistic vision like Yoshi's Island.
What is a movie from your career that would make the best video game?
It's definitely got to be Nacho.
They already did that.
I'm Bowser, baby.
There are sections of this game where you are generating over 1,000 CPM. We're talking cred per minute. DK Country, Streets of Rage 2, Halo 1. These are verified gamers' games with highly concentrated CPM. A player that has played these games is considered to be untouchable by the League of Gamers. When you are in a military combat scenario.
Oh, is this not? It looks better though. Fucking Call of Duty 2.
That plays Quintus in Valorant, or the dude
I don't know what that is.
The entire campaign of Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Iron Thunder on the hardest difficulty. When you see a car crash,
Oof, the hardest difficulty, I don't know about that, but yeah, I follow you.
When you eat bad food, it's because the chef never played Cooking Mama. When your beagle won't behave, should have played Nintendogs. When the pizza's late, should have played Spider-Man 2. Pretend gamers are always trying to convince us that gamer cred is worthless. But if that's true, then why are so many rich and powerful people trying to acquire it?
Dude.
I was, maybe one of the best Quake players in the world.
Yeah, Elon.
I've never lost. I don't lose to Smash Brothers. And you know what? I choose Luigi.
Yeah, right. You only pick Game & Watch.
We have something really exciting to talk about.
We're here today to talk to you about skins and other cosmetics.
The downfall of the pretend gamer is that they are eternally doomed to play games where you can only pretend to have fun.
Great game, Julia.
And I just gotta take this opportunity to say and set the record straight for all time, because it seems that this is a not said enough fact that Mortal Kombat Armageddon is the superior Mortal Kombat. This is the best Mortal Kombat on the PlayStation 2. I don't think any of the fucking new Mortal Kombats have gotten up to a roster. It was something like 64 characters. It was basically every character that had been in Mortal Kombat in one fucking game. And then you had the stupid fucking training missions in the campaign weren't so finicky that they were frustrating to get through. You could just get to the rest of the game, for fuck's sake. And the rest of it was awesome. And you got to unlock all these pieces that you could build your own characters with. So you practically had like a limitless roster of characters that you could... it was great. Anyways.
However, there is another world of good, cred-generating games like...
When they write on the back of the new fucking Mortal Kombat box, oh, it includes Baraicho and Sub-Zero, like it's a selling point, my eyes roll into the back of my head, and I'm like, what? You mean to tell me there's a scenario to you that would be considered not a hookup, where you don't have Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat? Are you out of your fucking mind?
NBA Jam. Oh, Base Invader.
Nice. NFL Blitz.
Nice.
Ocarina of Time.
Nice.
Tony.
Streets of Rage.
Mario. The Street Fighter.
Tekken.
Monkey Ball.
Monkey.
Favorite video game? Watch Dogs. Look out for this game.
First ever game I touched was at a family reunion. A fucking they had like a guest house, I want to say it was. Real little kids, so kind of like foggy memory. I don't think I ever went back to this particular, because we would have the family reunions at different places. But they had like a couple of computers in the house hooked together for Doom. So it was like 2-player Doom, and it was the coolest fucking thing to me as a kid. Like, once we discovered that in the fucking house, me and one other kid, I don't even remember his name, who he was, what he looked like. I seen him, and then like didn't see him for the rest of the day because he was on the other side of the house with the other computer, and we got stuck too. We got stuck like we were little kids playing fucking Doom, so we'd get through a level. I don't think we got past maybe a couple of levels until we got one of the adults and was like, "Can you reset this?" Because we just wanted to play the first couple of levels over and over again because that was all we could get through. And then fucking before I had my own console, the PS2, my grandfather played fucking flight simulators on his PC that he did draftsman's work on, like designing machine parts. So we had like the Red Baron and fucking everybody's favorite dad game, Medal of Honor, not Medal of Honor, Microsoft Flight Simulator, European Theater. That was got to be my favorite. The whole setup with the peripheries, Sidewinder, a couple of different joysticks, bunch of fucking different flight simulators. But the one I played the most had to have been. I wanted to do it like he did it because he played it with all the fucking, goofy statistics of if you got 30 seconds of ammunition and 100 pounds of fuel, that kind of deal, with all the realistic measurements of how much you had in real life. So you actually had to like take off and fly over to the mission, not run out of fuel and ammo, complete it, fly back, land, fucking not crash. Landing is the most bitch ass part. And yeah, I'd love to get a hold of an old fucking computer or whatever necessary to set that up. The only online game I'm considering right now is Multi-Theft Auto San Andreas, which is like this fan-made, fan-run servers of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It runs kind of like Grand Theft Auto Online, but it's got all different kind of servers that have different scenarios going on in them, like a zombie apocalypse in one, and a big flood comes in another one, and shit like that. And oh, it's awesome. 2,000 player limit cap, and like all the NPCs jobs that they would have are programmed in, so like a construction worker dude or a logger guy is actually it's played by a person who's actually cutting down trees and then selling them to, like, there's oil workers, and then the gas station gets refilled with it, and yeah, fucking like more games need to have you run out of gas. There's just something cathartic and satisfying about driving around and you watch the fucking little gas gauge, go down. I think Mafia 2 and 1, I want to say, are the only games that I've played that had that in recent memory. I want that in GTA. Hell, put it in a setting. If you want to turn it off because you don't like it or whatever the fuck, then you can turn it off. But hey. Alright, peace, gamers.